Good morning, this is meteorologist Steve Nelson of the National Weather Service here in Peachtree City. Wanted to give you a quick update on our forecast and especially how it pertains to Hurricane Irma. If you look on the screen here, we've got showers and thunderstorms going on earlier this morning. This is a radar loop over the last hour here, ending at about 5:15 this morning. A lot less activity than we saw yesterday afternoon. We had quite a few showers and thunderstorms, a few severe thunderstorms. We had reports of hail up to nickel size in parts of North Georgia yesterday. Thankfully, as we expected, these storms have weakened quite a bit overnight. We are expecting them to fire up again this afternoon, probably south of the Atlanta metro. We can't rule it out in Atlanta sometime around midday, but that should be pressing to the south and east. We're expecting them to move out of the area completely late this afternoon and early this evening. So behind that, much cooler and drier conditions. We're really looking forward to this fantastic weather coming up the next several days. That's actually what's responsible for these showers and storms. There's a cold front moving through. Unfortunately, this nice weather we're going to be expecting may come to an end here with Hurricane Irma. This is a satellite loop beginning from about 2 p.m. yesterday. We'll let it load here for a second. Very powerful storm. This has already broken records. You may have heard that Hurricane Irma became the strongest hurricane in the Atlantic basin other than the Caribbean. So most of the hurricanes we have more record from the Caribbean, the Western Atlantic. So we watched earlier this morning how the eye of Irma is quite large. It has shrunk just a little bit since earlier this evening and early this morning. Went over the island of Barbuda, which is this island here in the northern parts of the Leeward Islands. There was a weather station that was a pretty substantial weather station. Unfortunately, the anemometer was destroyed when the eye wall went over this island. So it's tracking to the west-northwest, and there's hurricane warnings in effect. So if you know the National Weather Service National Hurricane Center, this is a great source of information if you want the actual watches and warnings. We'll shift over to this screen. I can actually show you a map of the very latest information that has come in from the National Hurricane Center. This is the update as of 5 a.m. Atlantic Standard Time, which is also 5 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. You can see the center here. The current wind speed is still 185 miles per hour, so it did not weaken at all. It's still a Category 5 hurricane, moving west-northwest at 16 miles per hour, and I believe the pressure has dropped to 914 millibars. So very powerful hurricane. It's actually nearing the top 10 of all Atlantic hurricanes as far as the lowest pressure. So what we're looking at here, if you've been paying attention to the forecast, we're actually seeing some possibility of some good news. We can't say for sure. It's way too soon to say for sure. We're seeing good signs here in the forecast. But if you notice, this track is now turned a little bit to the right of what it was this time yesterday and what we saw yesterday afternoon. The Hurricane Center forecasters actually noted this in their discussion that all of the computer models that ran overnight here have all shifted the track to the east. So what does this forecast mean for Georgia? I know people in Florida definitely need to pay attention still. This is a very powerful hurricane. The track can change. You don't want to focus on any one cycle of computer guidance or any one particular forecast. You need to keep watching it. So, but what we could be seeing is the start of a trend to more of an eastern track. I know some of the forecasts that go out a little further than 5 days that we look at. I can show you this on AWIPS here, just as an example. And as we said, we don't want to forecast on any one track, but if we switch over to this and stepping through, starting, if you get your bearings, here's Florida. These are 4 different computer models. These have all come in overnight. It's all heading towards South Florida, and what we're seeing in the guidance now is a quick right turn happening just a little bit sooner. This is now Sunday, and most of the computer models that we look at this far out are taking it out to sea in some cases. This is a Canadian model, this is a GFS, this is the European. Again, there's still danger to parts of the southeast. 2 of these models are showing a landfall in South Carolina. But compared to yesterday, as far as impacts in Georgia, we are showing a little bit more of a west track and more direct impacts as far as wind and even storm surge along the Georgia coast. So good news, like I said, you don't want to focus on any one computer cycle or anything, but there's some hints that we may be seeing some good news. We're going to keep watching this here at the Weather Service. This is our time frame for looking at for Georgia. It could come as early as Sunday morning. So this is good news, you know, that we could have a track shift to the east, but as we said, we need to keep watching this closely. Well, that's it for now. We'll keep you updated. Stay tuned with us. Thank you.